Welcome back to the Taom Shootout final here at the Q8 Sports Bar and Grill in Wigan. So, coming out first, it is from Doncaster, Jordan, the Welsh Wizard, Shepherd. Again, it's getting a bit repetitive, this, isn't it?
The shootout king by the looks. Well, I hope so.
From the Calcutta king. Anyway, we'll leave that one there. We'll leave that one there. So, it is the same final as we had last time, my friend. I can't remember the score of the last one. Who won?
5-3 it was, but Fitzy's absolutely buzzing tonight. He's played really, really good. I don't think I've seen him miss many pots, but he's played really good.
And you want to say thanks to the crowd? They've been fantastic.
Oh, the crowd has been absolutely amazing. These Wigan boys, the ladies, everybody has been absolutely unbelievable. They've made the event what it is. Just want to say thanks for turning up. Thanks to Will and Zach. And my little lads watching again in the final as well, which is it's really sweet.
Fantastic. A big round of applause, please, for Jordan Shepherd. Up next, against the Wizard, it is the bouncer. His name is Simon Fitzsimmons. Well, my friend, here we go again. Here we go again.
Here we go again. Yeah, I've been here before.
but is the result going to change on this one?
Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope so, mate. Yeah.
Listen, fantastic. I'm sure you want to say thanks also to the crowd.
Yeah, obviously everybody that's turned up tonight makes the event what it is. Will, Zach, yourself, Jade, everyone else.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listen, let's give him a big round of applause. It is the bouncer.
So here we go, the final match of this Taom Shootout 2019 here in Wigan. And it's the same final as the inaugural event. Simon Fitzsimmons versus Jordan Shepherd. Last time out, it was a 5-3 victory for Jordan Shepherd. I have to say, I think Simon Fitzsimmons so far today has been playing arguably the better pool of the two players. Coming through with a nice 5-0 scoreline over Carboys in the semi-finals. And he also had a big win, 5-0 in the first round. And Jordan Shepherd has worked a fraction harder to get to this stage. Simon really does look sharp so far. But a dry break to start, so it will be Jordan Shepherd who gets the first opportunity. Red and yellow at the bottom end of the table nearest the black. Even though it looks congested at the top end of the table, it's actually those two balls at the bottom that are causing the biggest headache. Because they're so far away, but whether you go reds or yellows, and obviously he's chosen reds, they're quite a long way away from the rest of your work, so when you go to nudge into them, you've just got to be tracking the white a little bit further. Just makes things a little bit harder. Even after that Jordan Shepherd miss, Simon still has to work out the same problem. It was probably good for Jordan that I think he was probably trying to just nudge that red a fraction at the same time as playing a red off a yellow into the middle of the pocket. The fact that he missed both ends of the shot helped him, because if he had opened up the bottom end, then these yellows wouldn't be too bad. Really good idea to play the yellow off the reds to open it all up at the bottom end of the table, but with the yellow just staying up, and that red has gone into a position where it does go past the black to the right corner, and the black also goes to the right corner. He has given Jordan Shepherd an opportunity. Really well controlled shot to land on this red into the right centre pocket. Key is when he goes down the table, he needs to land perfect. Well, he's chosen to go down the table twice. If he'd chosen to come down the table and landed here as his last ball, then it would have been really simple, but it would have been riskier to do it that way. Doing it the way he's decided to go means he just gives him a bit more margin of error, even though the white's going to be moving quite a bit further. That was absolutely brilliant from Jordan Shepherd. Could not get the right side of his last red, so chose to leave it purposely low, and then comes round 3, 4 cushions to land perfectly on the black. Brilliant, and a great start by Jordan Shepherd. Needed 2 goes at it to get it done, but the second visit was fantastic, and he does move 1-0 ahead in this final. Both players started this tournament quite fancied by the bookies. Jordan Shepherd started 11-2, Simon Fitzsimmons at 7-1. I think they were 3rd and 4th favourites for the event. Quite surprising considering they were the finalist at the last event. And that's really unlucky for Jordan Shepherd. Controlled the white pretty well, but gets pinballed into the top left corner. Gives Simon Fitzsimmons a free shot and a pretty wide open table to go out after that. Just needed to make sure he left an angle that he could drift up the table, because the yellow in the top half of the table only goes to the right centre pocket, but I think he's landed absolutely perfectly. Could just top this through, use the side cushion if he chooses to. Wants to finish high on it. looks to be perfect. Just follow this through, trap the white to the bottom of the table. Should be simple from there. Just wanted a slightly bigger bounce. Just see him walk around the table just to see if this black will go into the same pocket as the yellow, because he can't hold for the black into the centre pocket. I'm not sure if he tried to play on the black in the same pocket or try and hold it. I think probably the former, play on the black in the same pocket and just didn't quite hit it hard enough. So this is tough. And that it wasn't the pot that was the bad shot, it was the positional shot getting onto it. In fact, the positional shot 2 before, if he lands high, he gets on an unmissable black to the centre pocket. Finishing low, just made things harder. He still should have made the finish with the black into the corner, but just left himself short enough to miss it, and now he's in a world of pain. From hampered cueing and that close to the cushion, really hard to pick the right angle. And it was on its way down, I thought he might have done, but not to be. So free shot for Jordan Shepherd to open up this red at the bottom. It's not ideal, he just needs to be careful now when he works with these 3 reds at the top end of the table. Sheppy pulling a bit of a grimace, but this looks to be perfect. Lovely angle just to come down towards the black. And a really good counter clearance, made light work of that, did Jordan Shepherd. And that's going to be frustrating for Simon Fitzsimmons, because he knows that's a frame he should have won. He should be 1-1. Unfortunately, it did not go his way. He is 2-0 behind in the final of this Taom Shootout. You just see with the match clock ticking, the player that goes 2 frames behind, quite often they're round ready to break very quickly. There's still 19.5 minutes left in this match, but he still needs to make sure he gets on with it quickly enough. He doesn't want to end in a situation where he's chasing a finish with a few minutes to go. The player that's 2-0 in front doesn't need to give any consideration to the match clock. Well, that's very good from Jordan Shepherd. Only player to see that he feathered the white, called it on himself. Yep, there you go. It's a good call. So Simon Fitzsimmons does have a very good opportunity to cut his deficit. landed on this yellow past the red. Just needs to be careful on the yellow nearest the black. There's a red that there's a bit of a blocker. I'm not sure if it goes into the left centre. If it does, then that makes things so much easier. It looks tight. It looks like it might drop into the left centre, and he could take it now. He'd be going away from his last yellow, but it would make things a bit easier. Or if he could take the one to the bottom corner and come back to somewhere where he is now. In goes the black, and Simon Fitzsimmons does cut his deficit to 2-1. And that was all about that first shot where Jordan Shepherd feathered the white, moved it about an inch forward, gave away the foul, which allowed Simon Fitzsimmons to come to the table and make a very good clearance, but one he would have expected to make after the foul. Jordan Shepherd didn't quite have the same opportunity, even though he feathered the white, but because where the white was, he didn't have the opening shot to get himself into the visit. So it's not like it was a guaranteed win for Jordan that got away, but it's certainly a huge point in that frame. Dry break from Jordan Shepherd this time. Good opportunity here on yellows. The reds, I don't think he's going to give much consideration to reds, because that red on the left-hand side is pretty blocked off and doesn't go anywhere. All the yellows have a pocket, but you have to take the two on the left-hand side in the right order to be able to make so one can pass the other. And obviously the one he's nearest to is on the rail, so he needs good position onto it to make that a comfortable pot. Straight's not ideal, but I think he's got just enough angle on this yellow to do what he wants, really. He can come straight back, take the one nearest his hand, or he can go up the table. Up the table was the attempt, trying to not knock the yellow on the side rail out, as the match just tips into its second half, and we are down to a 20-second shot clock, where the players really are put under pressure. And it's the foul. Simon thought he had a gap to the yellow over the pocket, couldn't quite get through, and gives away the foul. Didn't manage to get all the reds out in his free shot, but he has a perfect red to be able to get the one bad red out, and he's going to do that now. If that goes into the centre pocket, and I believe it does, then he has landed perfectly on the next ball. And the table is wide open for him. Shepherd looks to be in perfect position to get himself a 3-1 lead. And we have just gone past our scheduled finish time of 11:30, but no worries, we will be with this to its conclusion, so don't go anywhere. As Jordan Shepherd does complete the finish. So that foul proving costly for Simon in the same way that it was for Jordan in the previous frame. And Jordan Shepherd moves himself 3-1 in front. You can see Simon is really wanting to get himself into position to break as quickly as that triangle gets removed, because the shot clock is now under 13 seconds and he needs to win a minimum of 2 frames to get this match to a shootout, or 3 to win it. So time is against Simon Fitzsimmons here. But a massive break, biggest break of the night, absolutely huge. 1, 2, 3, 4 balls falling in. It's been a touch unfortunate. To make 4 balls and not be left an easy finish is frustrating for him, but he's made a good first pot. But it's that red in the bottom area of the table. It's well guarded by the reds. He's just looking at what angle do I want to leave myself on the red to the bottom left that will allow me to get onto the red to the bottom right. He wants to be on an angle where it's natural just to drift down and catch that yellow full in the face. He caught it just off full. Didn't catch it as full ball as he wanted to, and that's why the whites just tracked that 2-3 inches to the right hand side rather than staying on the red. Clever shot from Jordan Shepherd. Gets the snooker on the red at the bottom end of the table. I'm not sure if he can see the red at the top end of the table, but nudging the yellow over the pocket, blocking that up, opening up one of his own balls. Complete control of this match. Right, he's left Simon the wide open pot to the top right, but it's not easy to do anything with that because the red at the bottom is well and truly sewn up. And he may try and come up with something creative off this one at the bottom of the table. And that really was a great shot. Deserves to be on this red to the corner. I'm not sure that he is. Great vision. Played the shot exactly as it's come out. Oh, he has. That was a brilliant shot. After playing such a magical shot, the previous shot, to miss this is going to be so frustrating for him. Wasn't easy, had to jack the cue up, and from that distance, when you're doing that, the white's going to be bouncing down the table. So easy to do what he did and just catch the jaw. Simple black by Jordan Shepherd moves himself 4-1 ahead in this Taom Shootout final. He's 4-1 ahead as the clock ticks over into its final 8 minutes, which means time is really against Simon Fitzsimmons. He needs minimum of 3 frames, 8 minutes to play. All the cards are held by Jordan Shepherd at this stage. And you could see the difference in the two players. The minute that triangle was moved, Simon was breaking. Jordan happy to take the extra few seconds, and that's all it was, a few seconds just to get himself ready. Watching those last 2 yellows like a hawk. Finally they drop and he makes the ball. Gives himself an opportunity to take the shot clock or the match clock out of play and win this match at this visit. But he does have some problems. The black and red on the right hand side are awkward. All the other balls are a bit more open. It's a brilliant shot to develop the red. Wondered whether he'd use the one over the right-hand corner and screw into the red and black, but chose to do it from the red at the top end of the table. And the advantage of that, it keeps the other red over the pocket to give him some control, and the black's in a lovely position for a double. And in flies the black, and Jordan Shepherd is the Taom Shootout champion. Fantastic performance in the final, and a fantastic performance all day. He knew with 3 balls to go, even though that was a tough double, he knew 3 balls out that he'd won that. You could see the smile on his face, and look how happy he is now, interacting with all the fans. Simon Fitzsimmons played a fantastic tournament, just didn't quite have it in the final. Made a couple of mistakes in the 2nd frame and 4th frame, but Jordan Shepherd too hot to handle, and he is the champion. We'll take a quick break, and on our return we will have a presentation.